Vision boards are an amazing tool for transformation, manifestation, if you use it right. And I've been doing vision boards for a number of years, and I've seen many mistakes that people make, and I made myself, that completely backfired. So in this video, I selected 9 of those mistakes that I've made in the past, and I see so many other people make when they are making their vision board. I've also looked at some vision board examples and videos teaching you how to make one, and I see them not mentioning those key aspects. So that's why I was so inspired to make the vision board, a video about the vision board that actually works, that would bring you the results that I've seen in my own life, and some key factors that were totally not working. And in this video, I also will share a lot of my own personal journeys that would really bring it home for you. It would not just be some theory, but in every mistake that I share, 9 of those, I will also share an actionable tip, what worked for me and what you can actually do yourself to make your vision board be actually transformative. My hope with this video that you will get an ultimate guide how to make a vision board and to see it in a completely new light, that you could make this as your practice of manifestation and actually creating the life that you truly love. Number 1 is the biggest one by far that I've not seen a single video mentioning this, and it is resistance. What is it exactly? Because we all hear the key to manifestation is desire plus non-resistance. But I only in the recent years understood what that actually is. And that only because I started going deeper into internal family systems. And there's a lot of work with internal beliefs, belief reprogramming, also combining with hypnotherapy. And that's where I actually discovered what resistance is. And all the vision boards, that didn't come true for me, it was always because they had to do with some kind of resistance. And when I work with one-on-one with clients, there's always that polarization. Not polarization, what is it? That basically one part of you might really want that romantic partner, partnership, love, commitment. And another part of you, which is so many times the case when I work with my private clients, is fear of losing the freedom of that commitment, because it might bring all these other topics, all these shadow aspects, all these beliefs, traumatic experiences in your life that, this part and this part, the fear of the relationships and the desire of relationship, is going to be in opposition, and that's where you get stuck. So if you are trying to manifest, attract something for a long time and it doesn't work, you're stuck, then you should really pay attention to this principle. And the actionable tip for this is examining what is it that you are afraid of? What is on the other side of it? And for me, a few years ago, my own personal example was I put a large amount of money on my vision board. And at that time, I wasn't working with resistances, internal family systems, blockages, and all these kind of things. And I didn't realize until later on that I just always avoided looking at that large sum of money because I had a lot of resistance. There was one part of me that wanted to attract this amount of money, but another part had so many limiting beliefs about money and what it means to have this kind of money. It means that I would have to sacrifice my freedom. I would be a bad person because I would be taking money from others, and that I don't deserve it, that it's bad to have money, and all of these layers. So really, in order for me to become more comfortable, become a magnet for attracting that abundance and wealth, I have to work on these limiting beliefs. So if you take one thing from this video, let it be this: whatever you want, when you're writing your wish list, also take a moment to pause. And if this is not a skill that you've trained, it might be harder to look within and to see if there's any resistance around the topic. Is there any fear of attracting the partner, moving into a new home, career that you love, financial aspects, health, Maybe by being sick, you're getting something. Yeah, that's true. Most of us are sick because we are getting something from it. Most of us are poor because we are also getting or avoiding something. My own personal example, I was poor because I was avoiding feeling like a bad person. Like, I'm poor, but at least I'm a good person. Because when I was growing up, there was always a saying, let's be poor, but let's be righteous. I'm like, I'll be poor, but righteous. And well, at some point, it doesn't serve you anymore. So you can look at it and you can transform it. And until you do this, those parts in opposition will keep sabotaging your relationships, your career, your health, everything. So really, it doesn't only apply to vision boards, it applies to your life generally. Whenever you want something, always look, is there anything that I'm resisting? Is there any part that resists this aspect in my life? I know I could make a video just about this because this is my core work, working with these internal resistances and blocks. But really, you can even take as simple as an assignment as that of writing out the blocks. And another example I just remembered was I was manifesting more clients in my life. I wanted to attract more clients, but somehow I kept only the bare minimum. And when I explored what is it that is not allowing me to have more clients, am I afraid of something? And I realized, surely I don't want to have more clients to be booked in, because I thought that part of me thought that it would mean I would not have any freedom of my schedule. I would be overworked. I would not have the freedom to be with myself, my own practice, my own time in nature. So then what happens when you find the fear, the resistance? Is first, of course, to witness it lovingly, without judgment. That, yeah, I understand that this part wants all the best for me. That this part wants me to be free and have free time and be able to do whatever I want and to be able to wake up and not be overbooked. So then what I do, and what is the next step in this process, is once you identify the need of that part, if it's freedom, comfort, belonging, whatever it is, not losing yourself, because a lot of times in relationships, the fear of relationships is losing yourself, losing your freedom, because of the past experiences that happened. So once you identify that need, then you see what could be the bridging gap, what you could do to alleviate that. And in my own example with attracting clients, what I did was then I booked in certain slots in my calendar saying that, look, only these blocks will be available and everything else will be for my own free time. And surely those blocks then started filling up much easier than before, because that other part of me wasn't blocking and resisting that, because she knew that I will have my free time protected regardless. So think of what alternative pathways you could take, or what inner soothing you could give to that part that's afraid of the specific desire you want. So step number 1 is a bit longer than others, but I think it's very important, and that's why I wanted to start with that, because I know some people don't watch the whole video. So even if you watched until this, good for you. So take your time, journal, meditate, do your inner work. Second thing is, when you're making a vision board, is focusing on the thing rather than on the feeling. One example from my own life was that I put on a vision board a specific bathtub that I really liked how it looked. It was very aesthetic. And I looked at that bathtub. I actually didn't have a bathtub in my own house, and we weren't planning to move, but somehow 4 months later, we decided to spontaneously move, and we did a move in literally a few days. We found a house and we moved fast. And as I moved there and we are settling in, and I'm in the bathroom and I'm looking at this bathtub, I'm looking at my vision board, I'm like, this is the same exact bathtub. And they had plants around it. I was like, wow, that's nice manifestation. But what happened, because I so focused on the aesthetics of it, of the bathtub that I loved, is when I filled the bathtub with water and went on to enjoy my relaxed time, I realized the bathtub is freaking not comfy at all. So that's an example of focusing on the feeling. I should have focused how I am in the bathtub and I'm relaxing and it's comfortable. And not just the bathtub. I mean, it was the first and last time I went into that bathtub because I did not like it. So it was nice there. It stood there pretty, but it didn't give me the result that I wanted, which was the feeling. So really don't, like when you're imagining something, imagine how does it feel to be in this partnership? How does it feel to have this home? And later on, I will share some other tips to expand on this, but the second one is about that feeling. And another example was my partner put in his vision board, a wallet full of cash. And he ended up having a wallet full of cash because somehow he had projects with a lot of cash. And he realized actually it's so impractical and so inconvenient to have so much cash. So also think about the practicality. Like if you're manifesting, a wallet full of cash, maybe better do a bank statement, or something that you would actually be enjoying in your real life. Because sometimes it looks pretty, but when it manifests in real life, it's like, yeah, that's nice, but not really what I was hoping for. So sometimes you have to have these, incidents to understand this principle. But that's why I'm here sharing you. So when you're thinking about your vision board, think about this aspect too. Step number 3 is put something that would be realistic, aligned goals. Because if you put a totally out there goal, like, if you're living in a studio apartment that you're renting and you put a huge mansion that you want to own, again, resistance might come in from number 1, that like, oh, how can I have that? And also your subconscious mind will just shut it off and be like, this is just not attainable for you at all. And it will just be too huge of a leap. And if you're earning, let's say now, 1,000 euros per month and you want to earn 100,000 euros per month, I mean, that's a nice goal to have, but usually for most people, that will just look like a pretty number on the vision board and you would not be able to tune into the feeling of it. The same like you're experiencing yourself living in the studio apartment, and if you put a huge mansion on your vision board, for some of us, it might feel very unfamiliar and hard to imagine yourself in that kind of space. And that's why other people say, oh, go to the luxury salons, go where you want to be, because the environment that you familiarize yourself with, that's what you will attract. So either go familiarize yourself with the mansions all you want, or put a goal that feels more aligned, that you can actually see yourself there. And from my own personal experience, whenever I put a goal that's so far out that my subconscious is like, I just do not register this, it wouldn't come true. I would see steps towards it, but it would take much, much longer. So if you want to have an effective vision board, put something that's a stretch, but not too far of a stretch that you would not even be able to conceptualize it, And when you attain that, you can increase the stretch and increase the stretch and increase the stretch. So it's not like you're limited, right? Number 4 is choose images that are not just generic, but are very relatable to you. And I also recommend even painting yourself if that's what you like, because then you can put all of your intention in it. And once you paint it yourself, it feels more personal. And I have my own personal journey as well. In this example is that I painted this picture, a girl laying in, I hope you can see it, in a lake or a swimming pool by the mountains. And for me, very important was the energy of it, because I always emphasize focusing on the feeling. And I made it, relatable to me. And I painted this as my painted vision board. I just had a couple of paintings. It was, I think, a year and a half ago or something, maybe 2 years. I don't remember. Anyway, but as I painted this, the feeling and the picture, 2 months later, I actually only realized that recently when I was looking for my camera roll, My partner took of me the same exact picture as we were traveling, and I completely forgot about it. But now, as we were settling in our new home, I was unpacking and I found this painting that I did at that time. And then looking through my pictures, I'm like, oh my God, this is the same exact one. And I will put it, somewhere here, the real picture, the comparison. This one and the picture that my partner took. And I was shocked by how identical it is. So that's why it's so important, the specificity of it. And like with my bathtub, it really manifests to the detail. So be precise. Don't just put something that's generic. The house, if you're manifesting a house and you just put a random house, like, why? Put a house that you would actually feel inspired to live and you're like, I really want that. Because a lot of times it manifests very specifically, because you keep looking at your vision board every day and that really programs in your subconscious. So be specific and pick the images that you really resonate with. And that's another reason why I don't like the magazine, let's get together and cut out of the magazines our vision boards. Because when I used to do that with my girlfriends, it would be a fun activity, but it wouldn't really lead anywhere because it would be generic images that I wouldn't resonate so much. I couldn't find what I actually was looking for. But now when I do my vision board, I pick my pictures on Pinterest and I put it in Canva, and then I print out the picture and I hang it by my desk, working desk. And sometimes I also do is, whenever I can't find the feeling of the image that I'm looking for, I just paint it myself, or I find some other painted ones to really represent the feeling that I'm looking for. And if you're feeling called to put specific image on your vision board, even though that it's nowhere in your plans, like the few years ago, I put a picture of us traveling to a place, even though we had no intention of traveling to that continent. It ended up happening, even though I just felt called to that image, and I just put it there. So really focus on your feeling and where you can see yourself, instead of really like just planning your life, because that's what the vision board is for. Step number 5 is to not only include the end goal, but also include the action images, what you need to do to get there. For example, don't just put a fit body in your vision board, what I've done in the past, hoping that it will just get me a fit body. It didn't work. Only when I put images of a girl similar to me, or even me working out, cooking healthy meals, only then was I able to see progress in my lifestyle, in my body. So really focus on what actions do you need to take to have the goal, and include as many action-based images, lifestyle-based images, so you would be inspired every day to actually do that. Okay, step number 6 is removing the pressure of timing. Because a lot of times people make vision boards during the New Year's or around that time to have it for the whole year, and then when the December comes along and it's kind of getting that pressure that I have to make everything happen on my vision board, get that proposal or get that house. And that creates resistance, that creates tension, pressure, which is never a good thing. You want to manifest from the place of relaxation. So remove the pressure of timing. Yes, make the vision board for roughly 1 year or whenever you feel it manifests, because sometimes it manifests much sooner. Sometimes whenever I do my vision board, like a few months later, I already have it. And you can change it. And that's the power of if you do it on Canva, you can always switch the images and change it. Or keep it until the time when you feel the vision board doesn't resonate with you anymore. Because this year, the vision board that I created, yes, everything came true, but I still was resonating with it because I still wanted to continue my women's circles and my teaching online and like all the things that I put there. So it's a continuous thing, but I already had that in my life. So I decided to make a new one. But it's not that you have to make a new one every year. You can make a new one, on your birthday or whenever random day you feel like, I feel inspired to have a new chapter. And that also removes the pressure of that it has to be until the end of the year. And if I haven't accomplished something, it means that I've done something wrong. No, some things the timing needs to be different. And you're always in the best timing. Where you are now is okay. You don't have to be anywhere else. You're not behind. Because if you come into the vision board process with, I'm behind, I need to do more to get to here, it just creates pressure. And I've done that so many times. So I'm telling you, it's not worth working and it's not worth it. So really think of your vision board as planting seeds. You're planting seeds for your wishes that you want. You regularly see your vision board and you feel into the feelings. It's really good to fall asleep and wake up feeling the vision board as if you are there already. I will talk about this in the next step more. But really, you are planting the seeds every day by looking at the vision board. And give time for them to grow. If you plant a seed and like, grow, you have to be grown, you already should have been grown. Like, it's not that how it works. So just plant the seeds and be calm that it's coming in their own best timing. And sometimes, universe has different plans, much better plans than you had for yourself. So allow that guidance as well. Whenever you put a vision board, always have that in mind, that in the best possible way for you. And that would mean maybe not on your own timing, maybe a different timing in a different kind of way. So really don't attach yourself too much. Number 7 is also quite similar to number 6, but it's more about the energy of lack. So if you create a vision board and whenever you look at it, you're feeling that you're lacking, that you're not there, you should be there, something's wrong with you. What you're doing that way is creating more lack. So the vision board should be inspiring that feeling of abundance, that feeling of ease, expansion, compassion, calm, curiosity, the self, your true self qualities. Because that's what you would be manifesting more. Where your attention goes, that's where it amplifies. So whenever you're looking at the vision board and you catch yourself thinking that, oh, I don't have that yet, and oh, where is my dream partner? Where is my dream home? I'm such a poor, whatever. Stop that. If you need to go for a walk, do some breathing, whatever helps you. Or maybe change your vision board. Maybe make it something that would really inspire you and give you that feeling of abundance. Step number 8 is don't just create the visuals. Also include keywords that would give you guidance, give you reminders. I always choose few sentences or word structures for my year, and I found that this is really my guiding principle. I end up living the whole year because I look at my vision board regularly. I keep reminding. Last year it was following my highest excitement, and I've completely transformed so many areas of my life just by following the unknown, by following my excitement. Whereas before I had the path and I'm like, okay, I need to, do this and do that. And now I'm like, okay, where's my excitement? Go paint. How is that related to my business? 0, but I'm gonna do that. And then, oh, I want to design some dresses. Is that related? I don't know. I'm just gonna go to a tailor and design and do all these kind of things. And that creativity that I created unknowingly created my whole new rebirth in my business and created this YouTube channel and so many other things that I feel so much more alive right now. So picking the keywords for your vision board is actually very powerful. But what you have to do is that would be really meaningful for you. Pick something that has a lot of meaning behind. And another step in this process is also when you're putting some visuals, I would really recommend, based on my own experience, is to write out some ideas about it. There was an example, I put a beautiful home in my vision board, and we ended up living in a beautiful home in nature, just as I pictured. But the thing is, we only lived there for a month. So what helps me to really get to have the full manifestation, let's say, is to write out that we're living in a beautiful home, it's ours, we have it, rent for a long time and not just some, quick pop in, pop out. The same happened with a car, actually. I was manifesting a new car, and I didn't write that it's our car, that we're driving it. And I've actually heard of many examples like that. And what ended up happening is our car broke down, our current car, and we just ended up renting a new car, and it was a new, beautiful car, comfortable, just how I wanted, but it wasn't ours. And we only drove it for a while. And then we got back to our other car that I didn't particularly like. So now what I'm doing is manifesting a car that's ours. And not a temporary car. And I've heard some people are manifesting some expensive cars, and then their neighbor buys it and says, oh, do you want to take a ride? And so the vision board ends up coming true because they do have a ride in the expensive car that they wanted, but it's not theirs. So correcting the vision board. And that's a process that always, you have to, we can't think forward about everything, but like any manifestation that comes true, take it as a sign that, okay, it's taking you closer, and you can adjust the vision, put in some other details. And if you're manifesting a partner, a significant other, that is very important because the partners that I've manifested in my life are to the T of the list that I've made. And everyone that I advised to do the same, they're telling me that it's also manifested to exactly the list that they wrote. So if you're if you're manifesting a partner or a house, make a list. What do you actually want in the house, in the partner, in your relationship, in your career, and let it unfold. So the 8th step principle is all about writing the full picture. And I would really recommend recording it either on your phone and listening to it, or have cards to read through, because just the vision board sometimes can be a bit limited, and you can get the manifestation of the car, of the house, whatever, for a very limited time if you don't specify that it's my house and I'm living there. Of course you can do that with feeling as well, but I find that sometimes I just forget to think about every single detail, and when I have it written down, it's just somehow easier to manifest. And finally, step number 9 is visualize yourself already living in your vision. And I left it at the last because this is a practice for every single day. Falling asleep with it, going for a walk with it, waking up with it. The more frequently you will align yourself with the vision, with your future self, the faster and the more fruitful the manifestation will be. So the key thing here is to step into that future version of yourself. And my practice is going to the gym and feeling that I'm going to the gym not as my current self, but as me who already has everything accomplished in the vision board. And I feel, how does it feel differently? How does she walk differently? How does she talk differently? How does she think differently? How does she feel and sense the world differently? And that is a core identity shift. Because if your identity is that you're a loser and you can never find the love of your life, well, guess what? Even if you put a ton of vision boards with, a romantic partner, most likely you will not attract it because your core limiting belief about yourself is wrong. And that comes back full circle to the first step, the most important one, the resistance part. That's constantly always work that you have to do, because even if you do the work one time, it doesn't mean that you did it for the rest of your life. There's going to be more layers and more things that trigger, so you have to constantly come back to the first step and to the last step. And that's why I kind of put them like a sandwich thing. To always look at the resistance. Is there some resistance? Are there some parts coming up that are opposing what I'm wanting? And the next one, and the 9th step is stepping into that version of yourself to form that identity. And whenever things go wrong, see it as a step moving closer to your goals, to your vision. Be like, oh, this thing happened. Okay, it means that, I'm moving closer. It's one step closer. That basically, that belief training, how you're thinking about your life. And notice that the most successful people are affirming their every step. They're saying, oh, I'm doing such a good job here. This is working out for me. Everything is working out for me. Everything is always working out for me. And have that as your core sentence. Like, it's always working out for me. I'm going there. Even though it seems a derail, backward step, is going forward. Because we don't know what circles, what waves we need to go overcome. And always look for the positive signs that it's coming, you know? Every single thing that shifts towards your vision, say to yourself silently that, oh, this is me moving closer to my vision. And just practicing stepping into that as much as possible. And that will just, I think this is the most important part, the first one and the last one, to really make your vision board come true. Because if you just make a super amazing vision board, but you don't really do the work around it, like, it's nice, but it won't really be so effective. But if you read your cards, if you listen to your recording, if you look into your vision board and feel how it feels, imagine yourself living there, living as that person, walking as that person, that will create a very big transformation in your life. So key takeaways to finish off, because I know there's been a lot, is first to identify the resistance. Is there any polarization in your system? And do the inner work. Focus on feelings, not just objects, and see yourself in your vision board. Write it out, record it, listen to it, feel it, walk as that person. I really hope this video was helpful for you and inspired you to take on vision boards differently and make this as your practice of daily life, transformation of your life. Because I truly believe if you follow these 9 steps, it is going to change your life. And if you'd like a personal assistance from me to work on your inner resistance and blocks and the polarizations, then you can book a free discovery call in the show notes, and we will see if we are a good fit. And that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would appreciate if you liked, subscribed, whatever else there is. And I hope to see you in the next one.